Imagine a world where the clanging of heavy iron plates and the grunts of straining bodybuilders are not the soundtrack to getting strong. A world where the fear of a herniated disc or a blown out knee doesn't hold you back from building a powerful, resilient body, especially after the age of 50. For decades, we've been sold a single, brutal image of strength: lifting heavy, lifting until failure, pushing through pain. But what if I told you that this entire picture is not just intimidating, but for many of us over 50, it's actually counterproductive and even dangerous? What if the secret to unlocking the most functional, sustainable strength of your life requires you to do the exact opposite? To lift lighter, to focus on smarter, and to listen to your body in a way you never have before. This isn't a compromise, this is an upgrade. Stick with me, because over the next 20 minutes, we are going to dismantle the myth of heavy weights and embark on a scientific, evidence-based journey that will revolutionize how you think about fitness after 50. You are about to discover that the tools for a powerful transformation have been within your reach all along, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to use them to build a body that feels capable, agile, and strong for decades to come. The foundational principle we need to embrace is something called time under tension, and it is the absolute cornerstone of building strength without the need for massive external load. When you see someone heaving a heavy barbell, the primary goal is to move the weight from point A to point B, often with a lot of momentum and compensatory muscle groups kicking in to help. This is where form breaks down and injuries happen. Now, let's flip that model. Time under tension, or 2T, is the total duration that your muscle is actively working during a set. When you lift a lighter weight, but you do it with deliberate, controlled movements, for instance, taking 3 full seconds to lower yourself into a squat, pausing for a second at the bottom, and then taking 2 seconds to push back up, you are creating an immense amount of metabolic stress and mechanical damage within the muscle fibers. This might sound bad, but it's precisely this controlled, micro damage that signals your body to rush in and repair those fibers, making them thicker and stronger than before. The beauty of this approach for the over 50 body is that it places minimal stress on your joints, tendons, and ligaments, which are often the first things to complain when handled roughly. Think of your connective tissues like the suspension system of a classic car. They might not be as forgiving as they were in their youth, but with careful, smooth driving, they will perform flawlessly for miles and miles. The research is overwhelming. A seminal study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that subjects who trained with lighter loads but to volitional failure achieved the same level of muscle protein synthesis. The biological process of building new muscle. As those lifting heavy loads, the key was pushing the muscle to a point of deep fatigue, not under a crushing weight, but under a sustained, manageable one. This means your set of 15 controlled bodyweight squats can be just as effective, if not more so, for stimulating growth as someone's heavy barbell back squat, but without the spinal compression or the risk of your knee buckling under a load it can't stabilize. This is the first paradigm shift. Stop counting the pounds and start counting the seconds. Feel the burn not as a sign of imminent failure, but as a signal of profound effectiveness. Your mission is no longer to conquer the weight, but to conquer the movement itself, to own every single degree of that motion. And in doing so, you build a quality of strength that is both elegant and incredibly durable. Now, let's translate this principle of time under tension into real-world movements you can start today, building a powerful, resilient body using little more than your own body weight, some resistance bands, and perhaps a single pair of moderate dumbbells. The magic lies in exercise selection and technique. We are going to focus on compound movements, exercises that involve multiple joint angles and muscle groups working in harmony. This is how you build functional strength that translates directly into your daily life, lifting a grocery bag, getting up from a low chair, or working in the garden. A perfect example is the push-up. If a full floor push-up is too challenging, you haven't failed, you've simply found your starting point. You can perform a push-up with your hands on a kitchen counter, a wall, or a sturdy table. The movement pattern is identical. Keep your core tight, your body in a straight line, and lower your chest with control. That controlled lowering is the eccentric phase, and it's where a massive amount of strength is built. By focusing on a 3-second descent, you are maximizing time under tension for your chest, shoulders, and triceps in a completely scalable way. Another cornerstone is the squat. Forget the 100-pound bar on your back. Start with a bodyweight squat, focusing on depth and control. Can you lower yourself slowly into a chair and then, without using your hands, push back up to a standing position? That is a phenomenal measure of leg strength. To increase the difficulty, you don't need to add a heavy weight. You can simply slow the movement down further or add a 1-second pause at the bottom, eliminating momentum and forcing your muscles to work even harder. Then we have the humble resistance band. These elastic bands are genius tools for the over 50 athlete. They provide what's known as accommodating resistance. The tension increases as you stretch the band, which matches your body's natural strength curve. You are stronger at the end of the movement than at the beginning. A banded row, for instance, is superb for posture, fighting that rounded, shoulder look that comes from too much time at a desk. You anchor the band, grab the ends, and pull with your elbows going back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. The band provides a smooth, joint-friendly resistance that builds a powerful back. This entire approach is about mastering your own body in space before you ever think about adding significant external load. It's about building the intelligent strength that protects you from falls, empowers your hobbies, and makes you feel confident and capable in your own skin. Perhaps the most compelling, data-driven reason to adopt this training philosophy after 50 revolves around your hormones and your nervous system. This is where the science gets truly fascinating. As we age, we experience a natural decline in anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, which are crucial for muscle repair and growth. This is often used as an excuse for why we can't get strong anymore. But that's a myth. The research shows that while heavy, high-impact training can actually spike cortisol levels, the stress hormone that can break down muscle tissue, moderate load, higher rep training creates a more favorable anabolic environment. You are effectively signaling your body to build muscle without the systemic stress that heavy lifting imposes. Furthermore, we have the incredible adaptability of your nervous system. Strength is not just about the size of your muscles, it's about your brain's ability to efficiently recruit muscle fibers. This is known as neuromuscular efficiency. When you perform controlled, deliberate movements with a focus on perfect form, you are essentially wiring your brain to communicate better with your muscles. You are teaching more muscle fibers to fire in a synchronized, powerful manner. This is why someone with leaner muscles can often be significantly stronger than a bulkier person. Their nervous system is simply more efficient at recruitment. For us over 50, this neural component is a superpower. It allows for rapid gains in strength without necessarily needing a huge increase in muscle mass, which can be harder to build. You are building a smarter, more connected body. Studies using EMG's electromyography have shown that high-tension, controlled movements can create similar, and sometimes greater, muscle activation than explosive, heavy lifts, but with a dramatically lower risk of injury. This means every rep you do with focus and control is not just building muscle, it's sharpening the very connection between your mind and your body. You are becoming a more proficient operator of your own physical self. This is the ultimate functional strength. It's the strength that allows you to catch yourself if you trip on a curb, to lift a grandchild without a second thought, to carry your own luggage through an airport with ease. This isn't about looking like a bodybuilder, it's about building a body that works reliably and powerfully for you for the rest of your life. So, where do we go from here? How do you take this blueprint and turn it into a tangible, life-changing practice? The final piece of the puzzle is consistency and intelligent progression. The goal is not to train until you are sore and broken every day. The goal is to engage in regular, challenging, but never devastating movement. A simple framework is to aim for 2 to 3 full body strength sessions per week, with at least a day of rest in between for recovery. On these days, your mission is to select 4 to 5 key compound movements: a squat pattern, a push pattern, a pull pattern, and perhaps a core exercise like a plank. For each exercise, you will perform 2 to 3 sets of anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions. But remember, the number of reps is just a guide. The real metric is proximity to failure. You should feel on the last 2 reps of each set that performing another one with perfect form would be extremely difficult. This is your signal that you've achieved an effective stimulus. As this becomes easier, and it will, you don't rush to grab a much heavier dumbbell. You progress by manipulating the variables. You can slow your tempo down even more, perhaps taking 4 seconds to lower and 2 to lift. You can decrease your rest time between sets. You can add an extra set. You can move from a counter push up to a table push up to a chair push up, gradually moving closer to the floor. This method of progressive overload is how you get continually stronger without the constant need for more iron. It's a sustainable, intelligent, and incredibly effective way to train for the long haul. And remember, strength training is just one pillar. Pair it with daily walking for cardiovascular health and mobility work to keep your joints fluid. This integrated approach is the true fountain of youth. It's the key to not just adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go into the comments section below and type, "I am ready." Just those 2 words. By declaring that, you are taking the first step out of the old paradigm and into a new, stronger future. And if you found this information liberating, if it has shifted your perspective on what's possible for your body after 50, then do me one more favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Because this is just the beginning. We have so much more to explore together on this journey to lasting strength and vitality. I will see you in the next video.